Hi, this is David with entry number 1026 here, 7, here in the apartment as usual. Today I'm going to talk about the typhoon that passed over the city on Sunday. It really wasn't that big of a deal. It was pretty much like a tropical storm. I think by the time it hit my city, it was a lot of rain, some wind, and it didn't really ever get super scary. There was a 2-hour kind of sprint between 5 and 7 where it actually got relatively windy, I would say. Like, it was probably enough wind to not want to be outside due to like stuff flying around, like tree branches and things like this. But on the whole, it really wasn't that big of a deal. I guess in some ways we've gotten lucky this season in terms of the weather. The summer was bad, but it wasn't disgusting. Like, it wasn't like Korea status, but it definitely was, hot. I wouldn't say it wasn't hot. Overall, though, I was pretty, on the whole, I think I was happy that it wasn't super intense. At least the storm wasn't super intense. The only, downside to having it being like kind of that kind of weather all day is that it doesn't allow you to go outside. So I was basically cooped up inside for basically the entire day and wasn't able to ever leave. So that's that kind of sucks. But overall, it wasn't that big of a deal. And then on Monday, I just did my normal thing. I made stew. I went grocery shopping. I did the usual. But I also went to Iwakuni. Iwakuni is a city about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour drive away, and it's actually a very interesting city. It's one of the few, I think, 3 or 4 U.S. Air Force bases that are still in operation in Japan, and it's a fairly large Air Force base. I obviously am not able to visit, being not in the military, but it's an interesting city because there's such a large presence of Americans. They've really kind of had to cater to them for a lot of the businesses. So you'll see a lot of English on signs. The residents have I would say, a relatively high English ability compared to other areas in Yamaguchi Prefecture, and it's a pretty interesting little place. Iwakuni, I think, is mostly famous for that Air Force base, but it also is quite famous for having a very old wooden bridge. The bridge is actually pretty lame and underwhelming, but the city itself is interesting. It's big. It's bigger than this city. I would say it's probably around 100,000 people, excluding the Americans. So it's maybe not 100, maybe like 80, but it's a pretty big city. It's nice. It's nice. We went down there pretty late in the evening for hamburgers, which turned out to be so-so. I mean, they weren't amazing. You could tell that the meat was seasoned, like in the mince form, so it created kind of a mealy texture, kind of dry. But what was nice is that they char grilled it, so it was like really blackened, which is what I like. There wasn't any like rare meat at all. It was all like pretty much uniformly cooked through, which I'm not super big fan of, but it was still pretty good. It hit the spot. It was too small though. That's the one knock, is that it was pretty small, like the size of a kid's hamburger in the U.S. So I would say that not unacceptable, but paying, 960, 900, no, it was for the set, for everything, it was like it was 1020, like, so a little under $10 US for like a small hamburger and small fries and a small drink in US size. It's kind of silly, but and being 45-minute drive, it's kind of doubly silly. But in the end, it's more about the experience of going out to eat and eating something that reminds you of home. So it was fair. It was fair. It was a fair experience. Yeah, I will. I probably won't be going back there, but because we have the Japanese fast food chain Moss Burger here in the city, which I actually really like. So overall, it was a good weekend. It was full, lots of good things, and yeah. So that's about it for today. I will record again tomorrow because I forgot to record yesterday for no reason. Just I forgot. So anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye.